Hello out there in podcast land. This is Gary with Gab, and this is my co-host here, Richard Carrington. How you doing, my brother?
Doing great, bro.
All right. We're back again, and today we're talking about the incident that everybody has heard about, the Tyree Nichols incident in Detroit, right?
Memphis.
No, I'm sorry, Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes.
Memphis, Tennessee. I'm sorry, and here we go again with another senseless killing from the police.
Yes.
Now, they can't say it was racist because all 5 of the police were black, okay, which is extremely difficult to me to swallow because after all the stuff that's been going on with different things,
Right.
different people, now you have black cops targeting black individuals, black males. And what's going on with that, man? It's just not sitting right.
It's just, I don't know if it's something in the policing, if there's something that they just decide that black males are just dangerous and worth killing because,
I don't get it.
like you said, they were all black cops. So you can't say, oh, they were racist white cops. No, they were all black cops, and they killed that young man.
Yes.
And, so what does it say about policing as a whole? And what does it just say about society, man,
I mean, once again, the policing part of it is something that we still need to address.
Yes.
As far as how police go about looking, like you said, looking at black men.
Right.
And what's the ceiling for excessive force?
Right.
And just a regular arrest, taken into custody, and you're fine.
Right.
What happened to him doesn't sit right with me.
No.
To be stopped and be ultimately killed, beaten to death.
Right.
That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing, man. First of all, if a person doesn't know what the police is supposed to do, just let you guys know, if a police or anybody is kicking you in the head with their boot, that's unexcusable, man.
Yeah.
You cannot do that unless you're trying to kill somebody.
Right.
They do not teach that, nor do they encourage that.
No.
So if you're kicking somebody, you're trying to kill them.
Yeah.
You're trying to kill them.
Yeah.
Number 2, we all heard of rumors and different things like that, and rumors are rumors, as far as him dating one of the cops' ex-girlfriends.
Yeah. Yes.
That's another thing. Do not, as far as the police and as far as law enforcement, do not bring your personal life into your work life.
Absolutely, man.
You can't do that.
You can't do that. And like you saying, business is business and personal is personal.
Yes.
So say, for instance, they're saying that maybe he was dating the ex-guy's wife. So what? If you have a problem with him, you talk to him, but you don't kill him.
Right.
You know what I'm
or
saying?
target him.
Yep. And this young man died senselessly.
Yes.
I don't care how you shape it out, how you try to, fix it up or clean it up, whoever's, wants to try to do that. This young man was murdered.
Right. And it's cut and dry.
Yeah.
And once again, you and I always talk about this thing. What should a person do, if you were wrongfully stopped by the police or law enforcement, and you didn't do anything.
Right.
But just because you may be scared, because you don't understand why they're stopping you, and because maybe you're black or whatever, and the things that's been happening in the past, should you run? And I've always said this, man, it's been a big thing to me.
Right.
And my answer is no. That's just my opinion.
No.
But I've heard a lot of people talk in different podcasts and TikTok, social medias and things like that they don't blame them if they run. But I don't, because something can happen to you if you run or not.
Right.
But I say, me personally, do not run.
No.
Sisters and brothers, do not run, because that makes it worse.
Right.
That's making the police, he got to work now. Now he's pissed.
Right.
Now he's pissed.
Yeah.
So, if
you want to make me chase you, okay.
Right. Even if he does have a vendetta against you, my belief is a person, even if that person does have an aggressive heart, an aggressive nature, if you just succumb to what he's doing, 9 times out of 10, I don't think he would do anything to you. I mean, it's that small percentage. Right. But for the most part, if you let a person know, hey, I'm not here for no trouble, man.
Right.
do what you got to do.
Right.
I'm complying.
And that's what compliance, that's the word.
Right.
And see, a lot of times we get into this thing where we're going to argue back and forth.
Yeah.
You're not going to win that argument.
Not
that
at that time.
When he got the gun and he got the power, there's no arguing. At this point, like you said, I'm not resisting.
Right.
This is what it is. I wasn't speeding. I don't believe I was speeding. Or I don't believe I did that. If you didn't do anything, and then that's what it is. You don't resist arrest. You don't, go back and forth like that. And so, doing that will lead you to that.
Right.
That will lead you to it. That will lead you to danger.
Yes. And basically, I just don't get that. Who's teaching that?
Right.
Why people are saying that throughout the country, and why black folk believe in that.
Right.
That's just in my opinion. I'm black as well as anybody else. And if I was in that situation, me personally, no, I would not run.
Right.
My hands on the steering wheel.
That's right.
10 and 2.
Right.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Right.
What do you need me to do, sir?
Right.
Because you can get more with milk or with honey than you can with salt.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right. And like you said, and again, hands on the wheel, officer, my license or whatever is in my pocket.
Right.
Can I reach for it?
Yep.
Because you don't want to give them a chance. And if they're rude and disrespectful, at that moment, you deal with it.
Yes.
You deal with it. And you say, maybe I'll file a complaint later.
Right.
But you don't say, I'm going to write you up or I'm going to do all that.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't benefit you. Somebody said, well, I know my rights. You can know your rights, but you also have to be, like you always say, you got to use common sense.
Yes. You cannot hold court out there on the street.
Right.
You can't do that.
No.
You learn, you deal with it. If you understand or feel that you've been wrongfully accused, regardless where you are, there's a time and a place to resolve that.
That's right.
Okay, officer, can I get your badge number and things like that? Where do you work? If he refuses to do that, okay, fine. Then the next day you go to the police officer and police station and make a formal complaint.
That's right.
Felt that you've been unjustly done.
Right.
And it's ways of doing things like that.
There is. And you have to be wise and, like you said, use common sense because, we don't know what would have happened to this young man, but whatever they can say, well, he escalated and he was moving and he was saying yes, but he was still moving. He was acting compliant.
Yeah.
They can make a story up. So if I'm here and I'm not doing anything, I'm sitting right here, officer, until you tell me to do differently.
Yes.
And it's not about you not being powerful or you not being a man.
Right.
It's about you using your smarts.
Yes.
And you saying, okay, well, he's got the upper hand on me. I can't do anything. Why would I want to, risk my life trying to prove a point?
Excellent.
You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely, I like that.
You can call me whatever you want to call me. I just want to go home to my family.
I like the way you put that, Rich. And basically, that's what all of us want to do.
Yeah.
Even just going home from work.
Yeah.
You want to go home and get there safely.
Yes.
Shut your door and be home to your family.
Yes.
Have a nice hot meal, so on and so forth. This individual will never get to do that again.
Yeah.
He will never get to see his kids. He will never get to see his mom.
Right.
And they stopped him a few feet away from his house, right? If I'm not
I heard
mistaken.
it was very close, yes.
And he, they beat him to the point where he was calling for his mom. And that's sad when a grown man called for his mama.
Right.
That's sad, man.
It really is.
And
it was very disturbing to watch, man.
Yes.
That tape, and I'm sure most of our viewers have seen it by now. But that was a disturbing tape to watch.
It was.
And you say, man, and it brought up, the George Floyd stuff for me.
Yes.
It brought up, like you said, seeing a grown man crying out for his mother because it was like he knew what was coming.
Yes.
And he knew it was inevitable. So
because
it's tough,
because he's seen what happened throughout, throughout the years past. And once again, if you got 5 cops, and 4 of them doing the damage and one just standing around looking, you're just as guilty.
Yes.
You're just as guilty because somebody need to have some common sense to step in and intervene and say, hey, this is wrong.
Yeah.
You guys need to stop.
Right.
This is enough.
This is enough.
This is enough.
Yeah.
But time and time again, nobody's held accountable for that.
I know.
You know?
But like I heard that they arrested more policemen.
Yes.
And then who else was it? The EMTs.
The
or something?
EMTs were arrested because I guess when they came on the scene, they didn't do any medical procedures like they supposed to, based on the fact that how he looked to them. They didn't act accordingly.
Wow.
So that's what's going to jam them up. Okay. You know, and it's crazy because that man could have lived.
Right. And, and why did you say like why they did they give any explanation as to why they didn't administer the first aid or whatever they were supposed to? Or?
No, I haven't heard anything about that.
Who knows, man? They could have been scared the cops were going to do something.
Right.
It could have been a number of things.
Yes.
But, you know, in a situation like that, to watch a young man so beaten, badly beaten,
right,
and just to leave him is like, it's almost criminal, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And if any of you guys don't know, but you might, these individuals, these cops were a part of a task force in Memphis called the Scorpion.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were plain clothes.
Yeah.
So he might have been afraid or might not know what was going on.
Right.
You know, but I say still, you don't want to run. You don't want to give them ammunition.
No.
And I know this individual was scared. He had to have been.
Right.
I don't know him personally, but he had to have been terrified, and I get it.
Yep.
And I'm not even, and they even said that they didn't find any reason that was given that they should have stopped him in the first place, right? I think that, I don't know if he was driving too fast or what was the motive for them stopping him, period. Wow. So like you said, I think he was just targeted.
Yeah.
You know, they talked about it, they made a plan, and that one officer that had something to do with the girlfriend or whatever probably said, hey, this is what I want to do to this guy. Wow. And this is, I don't know, I'm just talking.
Yeah, we just speculating.
This is my opinion, I'm speculating.
Yeah. You know?
But it's a shame, it's a shame. And I always said, you know, the police should have somebody policing them.
Yeah.
Like say for instance, you have a sergeant or somebody that's over this task force. Or just make people go, make some type of, another group to go around and police what the police are doing.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
You know, and then if push comes to shove, they step out of their car and intervene. And say, hey, you guys are doing this all the wrong way.
Right.
This is too much.
Right.
Let's go back to the station and discuss this, or just reprimand them if it's not right on the spot when they get back. And just let them know, hey, that was totally wrong what you guys did.
Right.
You know, and if you have somebody watching you, maybe you'll do something different.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
and then number
it's just
two,
being accountable, man.
Yes, yes. And then number two, why would you even do something like that knowing you have your cameras on?
Right.
You just not thinking, or you just think you're above the law.
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
Right.
And just like the NAACP lawyer, Benjamin Crump said, all this stuff happened with these guys as far as convicted, fired, and charged 20 days.
Right.
That should be the standard.
Right.
Not
going forward.
Going forward. Not 6 months to a year. We got to figure out what we're going to do. No.
Right.
No.
Or desk duty, or suspended with pay and all that.
Exactly.
No, they got rid of them.
Yeah. So let's do this for the next time it happens, and hopefully it doesn't.
Right.
Hopefully there's no next time. But you never know. You never know. But these type of police officers and tactics need to be dealt with accordingly.
They do.
Need to be dealt with accordingly, and it's a shame.
It is, man.
It's a shame,
it's really
man,
a shame.
because when you and I grew up, officer of the law.
Yeah.
People respected.
You respected them.
Nowadays, I wouldn't even want to be a police officer because nobody respect that profession.
Right.
Nobody does.
Right. It's changed, like you said. When we were kids, we looked up to them.
Yeah. We used to call them. We used to call them officer friendly.
Yes.
They had like a little something go around, officer friendly, this and that, that little band. You remember that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we're old school, you guys. We're old school.
Absolutely,
Rich.
Man.
But now, things have changed.
Yes,
but I still say some old school tactics need to come back.
Yeah.
They got away from a lot of good things, a lot of different things, and now people are just going around doing what they want to do. And police are almost like a gang now.
Yeah.
Wearing blue.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
like Bernie Mac said, officer of the goddamn law, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
man,
crazy.
come on.
I still respect the police,
absolutely,
but still, you have to keep in the back of your head, hey, I don't know what's going on with this guy today.
Right.
You know, I don't know what's going. I might die today. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? So you always want to just be mindful of what's going on, how you driving, and anything like that. Right. You know, I mean,
and and the reality, like you said, and that's one thing that we're not saying that we don't, we disrespect the police or we don't like the police.
Right.
We still respect the police.
Yes.
But you have to acknowledge what's happening, and you have to say that no, not all police officers are bad, but there have been a lot of bad police officers.
Yes.
You know, not all, but there have been too many.
Yes.
Too many.
Too many to count.
Too many. This should have never happened.
No.
You know. Now going forward, are we gonna say the next time? You know, here we go again.
Right.
You know, let's do something. You know, and it's more than protests. We gotta sit down and like you said, like you have some really good ideas. You know, policing the police in a sense where you say, you know, this is what happened, or we seen you guys out there doing this. You can't do it.
Right.
That could change or save somebody's life.
Yes. And why is that something hard to do?
Right.
If I could think of that, if you can think of that, why can't the police officer, the police superintendent or somebody think of that?
Yeah.
Or the captain?
Right.
You know, that shouldn't have nothing to do with money.
Right.
That should have something to do with stability and the safety of covering your behind, your police station.
Right.
You know, because technically the captain don't know what's going on.
No.
He'll find out, he or she'll find out afterwards when stuff like this happens.
When this happens.
Now you got to backtrack and fumble around and figure out what's going on.
Exactly.
And regardless of what they say, that's a direct reflection on the higher chain of command.
Yes, it is.
Even though these police were wrong,
Right.
but now you ask yourself, what's going on in the Memphis Police Department?
Right.
What are they being taught?
Right.
You know, what are the criterias?
Yeah.
So you letting these guys go ahead and be vigilantes?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to cover your behind, too.
Right.
You got to know what's going on.
Well, you know, that chief is under investigation, too.
Of course
because,
she is. Of course.
You know, she came out of Atlanta, and she had some issues, I guess, in Atlanta.
Oh, I didn't know that, really.
Yeah.
Oh, she got fired?
Yeah. So she got demoted, and then she got fired.
So back in Memphis.
And now
she got back again.
Now she's in Memphis. She was in Georgia, but now she's
How long has that been? Really?
It was in the 2000s, so it was, you know, it's not like it's been, you know, a very long time, but yeah.
So on her watch, as far as a police captain or superintendent, things have been going wrong.
Yeah. So she's, you know, I'm sure they're gonna, you know, try to get her out of there.
Yeah.
But and you may have to bring in new people because that's just so egregious what happened, man.
It is.
You know, and everybody's got to be accountable.
Right. Got to get held accountable because somebody is at fault.
Yeah.
You know. It's a blame.
Right.
And that blame has to be placed on somebody in this particular instance.
And there's an attitude of the environment where, like you said, they had cameras on and they still didn't care. Yeah. So what did they think? Oh, nothing's gonna happen to me.
Right. That's arrogance.
Yeah.
That's arrogance.
Arrogance of power.
Yes.
It's like really.
Yes, that people shouldn't have. You know.
No.
You know, you're supposed to be, once again, officer of the law. You're supposed to be, you know, protecting people, not killing them.
Right. Protect and serve.
You taking your job to a whole nother level.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So, you know, but once again, I pray for that guy's family.
Yes, the Nichols family.
Pray that they have peace and pray that they get some type of closure. And the forthcoming court cases and things like that, because nobody should be done that way.
No.
Man. That's not the way, you know, human beings should behave.
Absolutely.
You know. And once again, you guys are out here in YouTube land. You guys can like, subscribe, and share to my content, Gab with Yab. And we're coming again with a lot of good stuff. Me and my co-host Richard Carrington, we're always here to let you guys know what we feel, right or wrong, and the truth.
The truth. That's right.
Richard?
That's right. That's all we got.
We just giving you guys perspective coming from us.
That's right.
And once again, it's another one down.
I'm going down.
Got anything else to say?
I just want to say, pray for that Nichols family, like you said.
Yeah.
Pray for that family.
And once again, people of all color out here.
Yes.
Be mindful of the police and be mindful of your rights as well, because everybody have rights.
Right.
But always practice self-control and common sense.
Absolutely.
Always, because you can always live to see another day.
That's right. That's right.
Are we good with this?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Take care, you guys. Peace.
Peace.